Hello traders, how are you today? My name is Olimpio Tuns, and today here in this live trading session we'll start maybe talking about the US oil, and also we'll talk about our open positions for the VIP members into the VIP Telegram group. Please take a short moment to read the risk disclaimer before we'll start this live trading session. It is very important for you to understand, the risks when trading on the financial markets, on Forex, commodities, cryptocurrencies, so it's very important. Also, please guys, follow us on Instagram. You'll find more content there as well. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is very important. You can like our videos, you can comment. Yeah, so, and also I'm waiting for your messages into the YouTube chat. One moment. Hi Martin, how are you? Aline, Tim, Annie, how are you? Okay, so I hope that everything is okay. So let's start with the US oil. And as you already know from my analysis, from my previous analysis, I've told you that a potential here breakout above this warning line of a major descending pitchfork, a new higher high here could signal a further growth. The price of the US oil of the West Texas Intermediate has increased as much as 71.93. Yeah, but right now it has reached the R1, the weekly resistance, 71.83, which is seen as resistance right now here. But as long as the price of the US oil stays above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, the bias is bullish and the price could maybe move sideways, or if it will make a new higher high, it could continue to grow and it could pass maybe above the 72 psychological level. So the bias is bullish here. Yeah, we'll talk, Tim, also about gold, Khadija. Yeah. So after I will finish here with the US oil. So personally, I still believe that the bias is bullish, and also this failure here to maybe reach to retest the medium line of the ascending pitchfork signaled strong buyers. Okay, so if the price will close above the R1, above 71.83, then it could maybe continue to increase, and most likely it will jump above 72 psychological level, $72. Okay, so this is still bullish right now. We don't have an opportunity, a trading opportunity here on the US oil, but I really wanted to talk about the US oil because the price seems unstoppable right now. It seems strongly bullish, and it could continue to increase in the upcoming period as long as it stays above the medium line. And technically I believe that only maybe a potential valid breakdown below the medium line could invalidate a further growth and could signal a potential correction. Yeah, Martin. Lee, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, Lee? Okay, so first of all, let's take a look on our open positions here in our real account. So you can see here AVA real, and here is the US dollar versus the Mexican currency, USD versus the MXN. So the price has rallied. So here is our real account, our position, US dollar versus the Mexican peso. Also, let's take a look on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Here is our position, running in profit right now. Yeah, we decided today to manage the position. Yeah, Lee, I will take a look on the GBP versus the Japanese yen. Thank you. So we decided today to manage the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. As you can see here, we moved our stop loss right below this former low. Right now, the position is secure, and let's hope that it will continue to increase and maybe it will approach our maybe take profit, right? Because as you can see here, the DXY has rallied today and the bias is still bullish. Also, let's take a look here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, our long position here. So it's still open, it's still valid. Maybe we'll have a temporary decline here in the short term. Maybe the DXY will slip lower, will decline a little in the short term, only because unfortunately, let's take a look here on the economic calendar. The US retail sales, core retail sales, have reported worse data today for May. Retail sales 1.3% drop, more than 0.6% drop expected. Also, core retail sales 0.7% drop. Even if the specialists, the economists have expected an increase of 0.4%, so worse than expected data. On the other hand, the PPI increased by 0.8, beating the 0.5% expected, also beating the 0.6% in the former reading period in April. The core PPI 0.7% growth versus 0.5 expected, so we'll have to wait, and I believe in 7 minutes the US is to release its industrial production, also very important today. Its capacity utilization rate, also very important, and if these economic indicators will come in better than expected, maybe the DXY will continue to increase, maybe the US dollar will continue maybe to appreciate versus its rivals, and maybe our position will continue to grow. Okay, business inventories as well. So I will come back to the economic calendar in 7 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look on gold, guys. And as you already know from my yesterday's video analysis posted into the VIP Telegram group as well, published on our YouTube channel, I've told you that maybe the price of gold could maybe decrease a little after this rally, after yesterday's rally, aggressive rally, after failing to stabilize right below the lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork, after its failure to stabilize right below S2 1850.00 psychological level. So we had an important rally towards this former low here, now resistance 1869.94, and right now the price of gold moves sideways. Yeah, indeed, I will take a look on the GBP versus US dollar. Thank you, Pedro. Hello, is there any way I can private message you to get your opinion on some ETF stuff? No, unfortunately, no. You cannot send me a direct message, unfortunately. So right now, and as you can see here on the 4-hour chart, the price of gold drops. And I've told you guys yesterday in my video analysis that personally I believe that maybe the price of gold could decrease a little or could move sideways here after this strong rally. Yeah, because it's hard to believe that the price of gold will register something like this, okay, after printing this bullish engulfing to continue to increase without maybe a temporary decline. So right now maybe the price could move sideways here. Right now we don't have something, unfortunately, here on gold, because it's premature maybe to go long here, maybe from above these former highs, or maybe, and personally I don't like to sell it. I don't like to sell gold right now as long as it stays above the lower medium line, or maybe only a potential valid breakdown, test retest could signal maybe a potential strong drop here. But right now we don't have something here. Also, it's risky to buy it here only because maybe it could drop again to test and retest the lower medium line, and also if the DXY will continue to increase, then maybe the price of gold will maybe come back down. So it's risky right now to buy it, or the bias is still bullish despite this strong drop, so it is not a sell right now. We'll have to wait. I will place also Fibonacci retracement here, and as you can see, why I'm telling you that the bias is still bullish because the price of gold is still located above 23.6 retracement level, 1860.25, and the price could move sideways, test, retest here maybe before jumping higher again. But please keep in mind that that tomorrow on Wednesday the FOMC, the Federal Reserve, is to release its federal funds rate, and you should be careful around this event. FOMC press conference, FOMC statement, economic projections. So this is a high impact event tomorrow, and personally I believe that the volatility could be high and anything could happen on gold tomorrow. But as I've told you, the bias is still bullish despite this sell-off. The price tries to consolidate, tries to accumulate more bullish energy, tries to maybe attract more buyers before jumping higher, and it depends to see how the price will react tomorrow, how the DXY will react tomorrow around this event, high impact event. Because if the Federal Reserve maybe will tell us that they could maybe take action, maybe to increase the rate, their federal funds rate, I don't know, maybe next year, maybe this year, after an important growth registered by the US inflation, maybe the DXY will jump higher and the price of gold could drop. So we'll have to wait to see, but you should be careful tomorrow around this event. I will come back with updates today, tomorrow, before this event into the VIP Telegram group. Okay, so that's it here for gold. We don't have something right now. Let's take a look on the DXY right now to see how the US dollar index reacted. Yeah, we had only a false breakout here for now above 1962. Yeah, the price has decreased. The DXY has slipped lower only because I've told you that unfortunately the US retail sales have disappointed earlier, and let's wait and see what will really happen after the industrial production will be released, also the capacity utilization rate. And technically the DXY, you can see that it has registered only false breakdowns here below the 23.6. Now it tries to stabilize above it, and if it will stay above it, above 90.45, above 23.6, then maybe it could continue to increase, but we'll have a confirmation of a potential further growth only if the DXY will close above 90.62, if it will maybe close above today's high, above 90.67, guys. Okay, so we'll have to wait here. It is still trapped within this up channel between the second warning line and the 350% Fibonacci line. So we have an up channel here. Here its failure to maybe retest the weekly pivot point signaled strong buyers on the US dollar, and it could signal technically that the DXY could resume its growth, but unfortunately, yeah, the US retail sales have forced the DXY to drop a little right now in the short term. We'll have to wait to see how it will react after the industrial production will be released, after the capacity utilization rate will be released. Okay, very, very important. So further growth here registered by the DXY could force the US dollar to appreciate versus its rivals, and also maybe could force the price of gold to decrease a little in the short term as well. One moment. So let's take a look here, guys. Industrial production, an important growth, 0.8%, above 0.6% expected, also versus 0.7% growth in the former reporting period. An important growth registered by the industrial production. Also capacity utilization rate 75.2%, matching expectations, which is good for the US dollar. Let's take a look. Right now we don't have an important reaction here right now, but maybe these good economic data could maybe help the DXY to increase, maybe could help the US dollar to resume its appreciation, guys. Unfortunately, if the retail sales would have increased, or if these indicators would have reported better than expected data towards R1, towards 90.85, towards this second warning line, but still the DXY is still bullish, maybe here in the short term, after failing to stabilize below this 350% line after today's false breakdown below 23.6. So we'll have to wait for maybe a positive reaction here. Okay, and also, guys, let's see, and let's take a look on the GBP versus the US dollar, and we'll come back maybe. Yeah, unfortunately the GBP versus the US dollar has reached our stop loss. Unfortunately, the GBP versus the US dollar has plunged. It has registered a strong sell-off as the DXY has rallied. So it was an edge position to our existing positions here in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and also US dollar versus the Mexican peso. So we are still good on these three trades, three open positions, and if we will decide maybe to manage one of these positions, I will update you guys, but right now we are good here in our real account on these positions. And so GBP versus the US dollar, sideways movement. Yesterday we decided here to place a buy stop on the British pound versus the US dollar, only because the price has registered this false breakdown here below the 150% Fibonacci line, also below 1.4099. Yeah, if the US dollar would have decreased, if the DXY would have decreased, then our position would have been great in the GBP versus the US dollar. And I've told you why. I've told you that this it was maybe the bias was still bullish here after this false breakdown here below the 150% Fibonacci line. It was still in a support zone, at support above 1.4099, so that's why we decided to place a buy stop here. Okay, and let's take a look also on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. And yeah, right now we have a sell-off in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Today we decided to manage this position here by placing the stop loss here at 109.97, and our position is secure, is safe, even if the price will maybe hit our stop loss, and if it will, we have locked in some pips here. So right now we are good on all these three trades. Also the US dollar versus the Mexican currency is still far above our entry, far above break even. Also, let's take a look here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar as well. This position looks good. The price has decreased a little to retest this area, the former highs, before jumping higher. So even if the price of the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar maybe will decrease a little, the position is still valid and it could still increase. Okay, so we are still good here. So let's take a look here on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So here we decided to place a buy stop above these former highs after the price's failure, maybe to make a valid breakdown here below 109.33 to take out maybe this uptrend line. So the bias was still bullish, and yeah, this position is still good here despite this temporary drop after the US data. Let's take a look also on the euro, but first of all the XY. And yeah, thank you, Lee. I will take a look on the GBP versus the Japanese yen as well. Thank you. The DXY, yeah, we had a sell-off here right now, but we'll have to wait because this could still be only a temporary reaction here after the negative retail sales, US retail sales. And maybe the traders will maybe still keep the DXY higher ahead of the FOMC, ahead of the Federal Reserve for tomorrow, because maybe the traders, the specialists, are expecting maybe something like a positive reaction from the FOMC, from the Federal Reserve. Maybe, as I told you, the Federal Reserve could maybe tell us that they could maybe, I don't know, take action in the upcoming period or next year if the inflation continues to grow. Yeah, so maybe the traders will keep maybe the DXY higher, the US dollar higher, despite this actual drop. Let's take a look on the euro, or let's start GBP versus the Japanese yen. Thank you, Lee. And also, I'm still expecting for more questions if you want me to take a look on other specific on a specific market. So right now we are still inside of this flag here. Now, right? So right now we don't have something here on the GBP versus on the British pound versus the Japanese yen. The bias is still bullish. You can see here that this was only a temporary drop, and yeah, the price has found resistance here at this confluence area, formed at the intersection between the R1 weekly resistance 155.32 at the intersection of this R1 with this upside line of the down channel. But still, you can see here that the price has registered on a false breakdown here below the weekly pivot point 154.73, guys, and an upside breakout, an upside breakout from this pattern here could really signal an upside continuation. We'll have to wait, and once we'll have confirmation, we will send you guys the signal into the VIP Telegram group. Right now we have a sideways movement here. I don't like it. I don't like to trade it like this. I will try to, yeah, I will draw here on ascending pitchfork, and as you can see on the hourly, on the 1 hour, and you can see the price has decreased from here, and it has found support again on the lower medium line of this ascending pitchfork. You can see once again how the price respects these lower medium lines, maybe the medium line, or here test retests. And let's use also, yeah, the 50% Fibonacci line, an increase to the upside 50% Fibonacci line, drop towards the lower medium line, an increase, drop. So we'll have to wait here because right now we don't have something. We have only an important rally here as a reaction, maybe after the DXY's sell-off drop right now. Yeah, I will take a look again on our positions. We are still good here on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So it seems that we have a strong support area here, test retests. Let's wait and see, and the potential rally registered by the DXY after this drop could push the pair higher. Also, this position is still okay, still good. Also the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, so we are still good here in our VIP real account. GBP US dollar path, yeah, we have a rally right now, but unfortunately after this sell-off here, I'm not a bull right now on the GBP versus the US dollar. As long as the price stays, I don't know, below 1.4099, as long as it has printed a new lower low here, it has closed it below all these former lows, so the pressure is still high, guys, here on the US dollar, on the GBP, on the British pound versus the US dollar. Okay, and let's wait maybe, guys, for this correction, for this drop to end before taking a new long position, before going long again on the GBP versus the US dollar. Okay, Bitcoin, let's take a look on Bitcoin, because maybe you are interested in Bitcoin, guys. So still sideways here, but it has managed to jump above the lower medium line. It has retested it, it has taken out all these maybe downtrend lines, immediate downtrend lines. So also it has managed to close above these former highs, and right now it has found temporary resistance here at maybe around 14,904, former high, static resistance. So it could maybe continue to move sideways in the short term, and yeah, we may have here something like a range on the 4-hour chart, and I really want to see maybe an upside breakout from this range before maybe deciding to go long, or before receiving a confirmation that the price of Bitcoin could continue to increase. Let's take a look again on gold. I will take a look again maybe on US oil. So right now gold, yeah, unfortunately it has increased a little only, but it's still undecided here, right below 1869.94. It has increased only because the DXY has dropped right now. So right now maybe it's risky to buy it here, right below this static resistance, right below this dynamic resistance. This could be only a temporary growth here, and the price of gold could continue to move sideways here. I've told you that we still need confirmation, and we'll have to wait for a fresh opportunity. Ethereum, thank you. So let's take a look on Ethereum. Still sideways here. Test retests here of the 23.6, 2355.33, guys. Test retest of this uptrend line. So right now it's trapped within this pattern, within this channel, triangle or something like this. Let's draw it here. So personally, maybe I would like to see a breakout, a valid breakout from this pattern before maybe going long, because it seems that the corrective phase is over, and that the price of Ethereum could increase, continue to increase, but still it could continue to move sideways in the short term before maybe really developing an important upside movement. Okay, an upside breakout from this pattern could really bring us an important leg higher, but right now it's still undecided. It's trying to stabilize above the weekly pivot point. We have here an immediate resistance at 26.30, maybe a valid breakout, jumping, closing and stabilizing above it could signal further growth towards the R1, towards the triangle's resistance. Yeah, but right now, as long as it moves sideways, we don't have something really good on the Ethereum, on Ethereum, right? Let's take a look also on silver. Yeah, unfortunately it has failed here once again to take this upper medium line, to take out this upper medium line. It has decreased and now is pressuring, testing and retesting the 23.6 support. As you already know, I talked about this support in my previous sessions, also in my analysis. So I've told you that only a valid breakout, test, retests, if the price will jump, stabilize, test, retest, if it will fail to drop below it, this upper medium line could really signal a potential strong growth. Here we'll really have to wait, guys. Right now the price of silver continues to move sideways. DAX 30, guys, I told you that the German stock index has printed something like a rising wedge pattern, but this pattern, this reversal pattern, is far from being confirmed, guys, and the bias is still bullish as long as it stays above this uptrend line. This could be only a temporary decline here, even if the price has printed this pin bar here, false breakout with great separation above the upside line, above the R1, signaling an exhaustion. So yeah, and also here the price has failed to test and retest this, so it could maybe drop, slip lower in the short term. DAX 30. Okay, Parth. Is it true that when you take trades in US session and then Asian session ruins everything? No. This could be only a coincidence, but no. We like to trade, to open trades during the European session, also during the US session, so no. I mean, I'm talking about the situation where everything works perfect. In the US session everything goes backwards when the Asian session gets started, or no. No, because no, these are only coincidences. No, personally I don't think like that everything is perfect into the US session and this Asian session ruins everything. Okay, so these things happen in trading. Let's take a look our position right now, because you can see here on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, our position is still valid. It was placed here in June 11, so we are still good. So the Asian session didn't ruin our long in US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Also these two trades here, please take a look here. The US dollar versus the Mexican currency is still very good. So this it was opened yesterday, placed it open yesterday, so this is still very good. Also US dollar versus the Japanese yen, right? So okay, DAX, maybe we'll have a temporary decline here in DAX in the short term, but this is not a signal, guys, because it could still drop only a little before jumping higher again. So it is not okay maybe to sell it right now, right? Let's take a look on the US 100, US 30. US 500. So right now, yeah, if you remember, guys, I've told you that it's risky. I don't know, I've told you in my previous live session that it's risky to sell US 100, the Nasdaq, around these levels here. I've told you that the bias is still bullish and that the US dollar, the US 100, the Nasdaq could continue to grow, to increase, and right now it has reached fresh new historical highs, 14,171. It has passed, jumped far above the former historical highs. Right now it has increased to test and retest these former highs, so this is still bullish and could maybe continue to increase. Right now it has decreased significantly, only maybe because the DXY has rallied. The DXY, yeah, it has rebounded after this sell-off. Let's wait and see. The US dollar versus the Japanese yen here in our real account, it looks very, very good. I've told you that we have sorry, I told you that we have an important and strong support area here, consolidation, and if the US dollar versus the Japanese yen will close above these immediate highs, then it could approach and reach our take profit soon, guys. Also, this position, it looks very, very good. It has closed above this former high, and if it will close above this high as well, then maybe it will move towards our target as well. US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, it looks good as well. Our stop is here. Maybe if the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, maybe if it will maybe close above this high, or if it will hit our, or actually if it will hit our first take profit, we will maybe close half, or if it will close above this former high, maybe we will manage our position by moving our stop loss higher, maybe below this low here. We'll have to wait, and I will come back with updates about our trades if we'll decide to maybe manage our positions. US 30, or if we'll want maybe to close something sooner. Temporary decline here after all these failures to stabilize right above the 150% Fibonacci line. I don't like it right now because, yeah, we have something like a sideways movement here, and maybe we'll catch a new upside movement after the index will end its current drop. You can see that here the S1 is seen as support. Also we have an uptrend line, so a rejection from here, or a pin bar, a false breakdown with great separation, a bullish engulfing could maybe bring us something again on the US 30, guys. US 500, yeah, US 500, it has reached fresh new highs, historical highs, 4270.1, 4270.1, and now it tries to stabilize right above the upside 50% Fibonacci line, and also above this former historical high. So the bias is still bullish here on the US 500, guys, but it's still too high to buy it right now. Ripple, let's take a look on Ripple as well. Sideways movement on Ripple, on this cryptocurrency versus the US dollar. Now the price of Ripple test and retest the lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork after, yeah, it has escaped from this descending pitchfork body. Right now is at support. It is very important to stay above the lower medium line, and maybe if it will make a new higher high here in the short term to jump above 0.93 psychological level, then maybe we'll get a confirmation that Ripple could increase in the upcoming period again, because here we are at support. We have a major support area zone, sideways movement, and I will personally wait for confirmation here. Dogecoin. Let's take a look. And also, guys, if you have questions, please, if you want me to take a look on, I don't know, other markets, other currency pairs, that's why I am here. Sideways movement here on the Dogecoin as well. It has managed to take out this dynamic resistance downtrend line. Now it tries to stabilize right above the medium line of the descending pitchfork, and here as well a potential maybe new higher high to jump and close and stabilize above 0.3393 could signal a potential growth here in Dogecoin. Let's take a look on the euro versus the US dollar, because yeah, we had a rebound here. Our position are very good right now despite the DXY's drop. So euro versus the US dollar, we have a down channel here in the short term. The price has registered on a false breakout above the weekly pivot point here, as you can see, above 1.2139, above 23.6, 1.2134, guys. Now it moves maybe sideways a little, but the pressure is still high as long as it stays below 23.6, and the potential drop may be stabilization below 1.2103, below 1.21 psychological level, below a new lower low could really maybe signal potential breakdown, downside breakout from this pattern, from this channel, signaling that we may have a larger correction here in euro versus the US dollar. This scenario will take shape and the euro versus the US dollar will continue to drop if the DXY will continue to increase, guys. So we have a strong negative correlation between the US dollar index and the euro versus the US dollar. So the pressure is still high, even if the pair will move sideways in the short term. And I really believe that a new lower low here could maybe signal a downside breakout here from this pattern, signaling a potential downside continuation, guys. Because you can see here we had a rising wedge pattern, a reversal pattern. Yeah, I will take a look on the Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar 4-hour chart. Yeah, and if you like our analysis, my analysis here, if you get informations from my analysis, if you like my analysis here, you can like here live this video, this webinar. It will be highly appreciated. Also, this will help us into the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. So yeah, we don't have something right now here on the euro versus the US dollar. We'll have to wait maybe for the DXY, for US dollar index, to maybe confirm a potential growth. Then the euro versus the US dollar could continue to drop and maybe we'll have a short opportunity. But right now we are good on the US dollar because we have, yeah, this one will hit maybe our take profit soon. $1,214 pips, really good. US dollar versus the Canadian dollar is still okay, and also our US dollar versus the Japanese yen is still very good right now. So right now we are good in our real account, VIP real account. I will take a look on the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. For you part, yeah, Marco, sorry, Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. Yeah, that sideways movement, and I told you that maybe we'll have something if the price of the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar will maybe make a valid breakout above 0.9393, right? If we'll have maybe a new higher high here, then it could develop a potential growth in the upcoming period. But as long as it stays below 23.6, below the former highs, the pressure is still high, so we'll have to wait for something here on this pair. Also Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. Thank you, Marco. So you received also a message into the VIP Telegram group to move stop loss in US dollar versus the Mexican currency to 19.877. Right? Yeah. So as you can see, we managed our position because it is almost to hit our take profit. We moved our stop loss from here to here. If the price maybe will decline a little, but it is almost to hit our take profit, guys. Okay. Jordan Montana, hi Olympic, can you tell me more about the MEM account? Please email support, Jordan, and they will reply if you want more details. I believe that you have to open an account of 5,000, 5Ks to be able to have access to this service, to this facility. So please Jordan, email support and they will give you all the details. They will come back with all the details. Okay, so our positions are okay. So let's take a look on the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. I don't like it right now. It has reached resistance 1.0808. It has decreased a little to retest the weekly pivot point 1.0776 right now. Maybe a new higher high if the price will jump above this resistance could resume its growth, guys. But let's take a look here. Sideways movement. It could continue maybe to increase, but I don't like it right now. So this could be only a temporary decline here. But personally, I don't see anything here like an opportunity, because maybe it's risky to buy it, placing a buy stop here. And personally, I believe that maybe something like a drop stabilization here could signal a potential further drop here towards maybe the S1, towards the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork. Let's wait and see. Maybe if the price will move sideways here like this and an upside breakout to bring us something, but right now we don't have an opportunity. Amin, Olympia, which broker do you prefer using? I don't know, guys. You can use what broker you like, or I don't know what. If you have access, I don't know. We have our real account here for our VIP signals. Our real account is at Ava Trade brokerage company. So we are using this brokerage company because we have a lot of currency pairs and assets, commodities, indexes. So we have a lot of products here. So, but I don't know, because maybe you don't have access to our trade, I don't know. But it is very important for you to find a good brokerage company for you with low spreads. It's very important. Maybe the price could differ a little from a brokerage company to another brokerage company, but yeah, very important. Also the execution, it is important maybe for you, so please. Also you can email support if you want to get some, I don't know, recommendations. If you want, I don't know, if you are from the US or I don't know. Okay, so yeah, our position is almost to hit take profit. US dollar versus the Japanese yen has decreased a little. US dollar versus the Canadian dollar looks good. Okay, so I don't have something here right now. Let's take a look on the Australian, on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Temporary drop here because we have that drop on the DXY. Here we could still have a potential double bottom pattern, but this pattern will be confirmed and validated only if the price of the US dollar versus the Swiss franc will make an upside breakout from this range, extended range here. So right now maybe you have to stay away from this pair, because you can see here that we don't have something really good, only a sideways movement. Right, we'll have to wait here on the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Let's take a look also on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Yeah, our position in the US dollar versus the Mexican currency has reached our take profit, guys. Or actually we closed, my colleague has decided to close to manage our position. You received a message into the VIP Telegram group, right? So please manage your position here in US dollar versus the Mexican peso, only because, yeah, unfortunately the DXY drops right now. Let's take a look again on the DXY before, because we don't want to miss this trade, not to close it in profit, nice profit. So we closed our long in US dollar versus the Mexican currency with 104 pips profit, which is good. Aline, do your colleagues who deal with crypto still use AvaTrade as a broker? No, I believe, I don't know, I really don't know, but please Aline, email support. They will maybe recommend you a brokerage company for trading cryptocurrencies. I really don't know what brokerage company they use for cryptos, okay? Because here at Ava we don't have, in this real account we don't have, I believe we don't have cryptos, maybe on other account type, but here we don't have cryptos, okay? So please email support and they will maybe recommend you a brokerage company for trading cryptocurrencies. Let's take a look again on our positions. We are still good here in the euro, on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. we are safe on this position right now. The price is traded far above our stop loss, so we are good here. And we decided here to manage our position in US dollar versus the Mexican currency because we didn't want the price to go down towards our break even. Maybe all in US dollar versus the Mexican. Yeah, was a nice trade. Yeah, it was a nice trade. Maybe it will continue to increase, but it was a good decision maybe to manage the position, to close it. Maybe tomorrow we'll have also high volatility. I've told you that the FOMC, the Federal Reserve, could bring some volatility into the markets, and yeah, we'll have to wait. And if the DXY will continue to increase here, we'll search for other opportunities on the US dollar to buy the dollar. Maybe we'll identify a potential short in euro versus the US dollar, or I don't know, maybe on the British pound versus the US dollar. Okay, if you want me to take a look on our other markets, please, because we are now 1 hour here. I am live here for 1 hour, and if you don't want to, I don't know, to take a look on other markets, maybe, yeah, Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Yeah, I want to talk about this, also about the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. So let's take a look here. Australian dollar versus the US dollar stays below this upper medium line, is in a support zone, former support, current support area. Let's wait and see on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Right now we don't have something. Maybe a new breakout above the upper medium line could bring us something. That's why I'm waiting for confirmation here, because you can see drop below the medium line, rebound, test, retest of the medium line. Now we had a breakout above the upper medium line, but unfortunately the price failed to stabilize there, only because the DXY has rallied. But still, if the DXY will continue maybe to drop, maybe we'll have something here on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar soon, guys. Okay, we'll have to wait. Here is risky to sell it because we are on support. It's maybe risky to buy it as long as it stays below the weekly pivot point, below this upper medium line. So we'll have to wait, guys. New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Let's take a look here. The pressure is high. The price has failed to stabilize right above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork. Now is located below it. It's trapped within this descending pitchfork's body, below the upper medium line. So the pressure is still high, and maybe it could decrease a little if the DXY will continue to increase. One moment. And yeah, still we are on support zone here as well. We'll have to wait, guys, and maybe a potential rebound if the price will come back above the medium line. If it will make a valid breakout above the upper medium line, could maybe signal potential growth here in the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, so we'll have to wait here for confirmation as well. Also, let's take a look on the Japanese stock index. Very important. I had something here like a setup for myself. It is really good. I've managed my position. I will hide this from here right now because it was not a signal for learn to trade. So the Japanese stock index, the Nikkei, has managed to stay above this uptrend line, and right now it's traded far above the R1 resistance. The bias is bullish, guys, here in the Japanese stock index. That's why maybe the Japanese yen could continue to depreciate versus its rivals. Let's take a look on the GBP versus the Japanese yen again. I've told you that the bias is still bullish, and maybe we have something here soon. Let's take a look also on the euro versus the Japanese yen. Euro versus the Japanese yen, we had a strong rally also because the Japanese stock index has increased. So you can use this correlation. When the Nikkei increases, the Japanese yen could drop, could depreciate versus its rivals. As you can see here, unfortunately here on the euro versus the Japanese yen we don't have something because we are at maybe resistance here, but maybe we'll catch something soon. Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, sideways movement. I will delete all these from here, and we have something maybe like this. In the short term, on the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, guys, and we'll have to wait. A potential maybe test retest here, rebound, false breakdowns could bring us a new upside momentum, and the potential upside breakout could bring us something. On the other hand, guys, if the pair will drop, stabilize below this immediate uptrend line, and guys, only maybe a new lower low could signal a potential drop towards this area here. So we'll have to wait here. Right now we don't have something on the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, but I really hope that we'll have a new position opportunity, trading signal here soon. Also the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen, sideways movement. We'll have to wait here as well. Okay, guys, if you don't have more questions, I will end this live trading session, live webinar. Please, guys, follow us on Instagram. It is very important. You can comment, you can share our content, you can like our content. Instagram, Learn to Trade. You can visit our website. Also, please subscribe, guys, to our YouTube channel. I know that you, as a VIP member, are receiving our videos or our tutorials